Anti-Brexit campaigner Lord Heseltine has blamed 10 years of frozen economic standards as the cancer at the heart of the European Union. Lord Heseltine, who has repeatedly called for Brits to have another vote on leaving the European Union, highlighted the importance of Europe today. Sky News host Adam Boulton said, "What about the political issue? You hear my previous guest say he feels this is an opportunity for Britain to refocus and to look at its role in the world at a time when many people think the European Union is not succeeding in many areas. We have got the rise of the far right in countries like Hungary and Poland, the populists in Italy running into severe financial trouble, Macron subject to demonstrations. A lot of people say we're better out of it because we can look at our problems and refocus our position in the world." Lord Heseltine replied, "Well, I think you have got a couple of points there. When was the last time people talked about Europe in the sort of language you just used?" Brexit news. Lord Heseltine revealed the cancer at the heart of Europe. Image Sky News Getty. We have had 10 years of frozen economic standards since 2008. Lord Heseltine, the far-right marching, the dissension of nationalism. Well, I was there as a child. It was the 1930s. It is precisely because the Europeans decided after the cataclysmic events of the Second World War, we had to have machinery, institutions, politicians, parliaments, commissions, in order to bring a degree of well-management to the European history. That was the point," he added. "The very articulate way in which you describe the Europe of today is the biggest warning sign politically of what 10 years of economic lack of satisfaction. We have had 10 years of frozen economic standards since 2008, and that is the cancer at the heart of all that is going on, not just in Europe, but in America as well. Your political argument is devastatingly in favor of the institutionalization of Europe, which has replaced 1,000 years of bloodshed. It comes as the Prime Minister has said she will put her Brexit deal to Parliament by March 12 at the latest, just 17 days before Britain is due to leave the EU. Opposition parties have accused Mrs May of another attempt to run down the clock to force MPs to back her withdrawal agreement. During the weekend, 3 pro-EU cabinet ministers, Amber Rudd, David Gauke and Greg Clark, suggested they could be prepared to vote for a Brexit delay. There was no breakthrough in the negotiations. Labour MP Yvette Cooper, who drew up the amendment with Conservative former Minister Sir Oliver Letwin, said it would now become the real meaningful vote on the Brexit deal. Education Secretary Damien Hines told BBC Radio 4's Today programme that the withdrawal agreement was a good deal, but it was necessary to deal with legitimate concerns about the backstop proposals before bringing it back to Parliament. He said, "It is in the nature of EU negotiations that they do run long, they do go to the wire. These are incredibly important matters, and there is a deal that's been on the table for quite some time. It's a very strong deal. It's a good balance. There was a very heavy defeat in Parliament. There's no sugarcoating that, but it wasn't against the overall deal, because we know there is a will in Parliament, a majority in Parliament, who want to get a good negotiated deal. We know from the Brady Amendment that it's this backstop issue that has to be resolved to get this deal through."